In my hood, I'm Michael Corleone. Boss niggas, so they call me a Donn. Walking around with all this cream on me. They gon' feature us on Rolling Stone. I done flushed a lot of dope away. I lost thousands to them drug rates. Winter time, a nigga grinding down, let's try and stack it up and see a summer day.
Mug again, holla, Mr. Boy Donn. We back in and staying with a new video. We got the real King Von vs. K.I Story. Original link will be down below if you want to check it out for yourself. New to my channel, hit that sub button. Let's hop straight into it. And let's get this shit cracking.
Already started out here. We have 16 people who have been
based
injured,
on a
2
true
people
story
who have been shot fatally. One of them being 17-year-old K.I Barnes, who was just walking with a friend, and neighbors say a gunman fired, striking her at least 9 times. Now, we spoke to her mother, her grandmother, and uncle, who all say she was a great girl. She's more than just a statistic. She is a person.
That girl was a savage. I'm talking about a great girl. That girl was a savage. Long live her though. You know what I mean?
Her grandmother and uncle, who
but if what they say was true, that girl was a savage.
all say she was a great girl. She's more than just a statistic. She is a person.
K.I Barnes was born into the south side of Chicago in 1997. At 1 year old, her father was shot in the head with an AK-47 outside his home on 79th and Avalon. After this, K.I and her twin brother George would live with their mom and grandmother off 63rd in St. Lawrence. Growing up, she was known for being shy and was never really the troublemaking kind. She was attending a math and science institute and wanted to be a social worker when she grew up. The area she lived in was controlled by the gangster disciples though, and this would start to influence her over time. In her early teens, she began attending parties and associating herself with the GDs. She noticed the respect and protection the
Is that Lil J? I don't know. Kinda look like Lil J. I don't know if that's Lil J.
members received at these parties, and she envied it. As like most teens growing up in the rough neighborhoods like this, by age 13 she had already lost friends to the violent war, making her cold-hearted. She eventually joined the GDs and started repping her set, STL.
Look at that nigga Duck. Ain't that Duck right there? Nigga look young as hell.
If you don't know what STL is, you may be familiar with one of its most popular members, FBG Duck. She gained the nickname K.I, or Snoop, which was a reference to Snoop from the TV show The Wire.
The Wire.
As the war in her neighborhood.
Bro, that's a good ass, like I just said though earlier. You feel me? What they said about her is true. You feel me? Snoop off The Wire. Man, Snoop was one of my favorite characters off The Wire though. She was just funny as hell, raw as hell, real as hell. You know what I mean? Long live Snoop though. You feel me? My nigga, what's his nigga name? I think Mikey had to do Snoop in though. You feel me? Then that was a good ass show. I ain't gonna cap.
Her heated up, her priorities started to shift towards status and reputation, something she was willing to risk everything to gain. Being a girl, she felt the pressure to really prove herself in the streets in order to get the respect the guys were getting. One way she could earn this would be to take out a high-ranking shooter from her set's biggest ops, Wick City or Parkway Gardens, the home of people like Chief Keef. Wick City and STL are located literally across the street from one another. And
I always wonder like how close that shit was. I mean, obviously it's like a block away for real, but I mean, damn, like you could really just, that shit's too damn close, bro. That's really like a war zone, my nigga, like a heavy ass war zone just right there, bro. So close. Like you walk outside your damn door, you're gonna see a op. You feel me? Damn near. You know what I mean? But it looks like the GD's hood is way bigger though. You know what I mean? Than the BDs and shit though. You feel me? Because the BDs, I mean, I don't know the geography of how shit get down in Chicago, so don't quote me on none of this shit, but it looked like from this shit, it's just Parkway Gardens and, you feel me, another little street. I already don't motherfucking know. You feel me? Obviously there's more BDs and shit around, but you feel me? Just from this diagram that we're looking at, you feel me? Look like the GDs, you feel me? Got more of the population, let's just say that.
at war for years. But things would escalate in January of 2011 after the death of 15-year-old Shondale Gregory. Shondale was murdered by Wick City and went by the now infamous nickname Tuka. Rival gangs would mock the death of Tuka on social media and in songs. Because Tuka was only—
How the fuck they get up there, cuz?
Shondale was murdered by Wick City and went by the now infamous nickname Tuka. Rival gangs would
They had to climb.
mock the death of Tuka on social media and in songs. Because Tuka was only 15 when he was gunned down at the bus stop, this hit STL hard, and they even renamed their hood Tukaville. At the time, K.I was only 13, but she and Tuka were friends, and this was her opportunity to put on for her set and get revenge. 8 months would go by, the war only getting worse, making the cross streets of these neighborhoods one of the deadliest in America. O.D. Perry, a man from Wick City, was rumored to have been one of Tuka's killers.
Hey, they playing that shit in the background. I was about to say, bro, what song is that in the background? That's my shit, though. On that Tuka gang shit. Tuka gang shit. That's the FBG Cash, that Tuka gang, that Red House remix. I was about to say, that shit sound hella familiar. That shit sound hard as fuck, though. That nigga Cash used to go crazy back then, homies.
I was only 13, but she and Tuka were friends, and this was her opportunity to put on for her set and get revenge. 8 months would go by, the war only getting worse, making the cross streets of these neighborhoods one of the deadliest in America. O.D. Perry, a man from Wick City, was rumored to have been one of Tuka's killers. On August 10, 2011, STL would celebrate Tuka's birthday and film FBG Duck's freestyle music video, where you can see a young K.I in the cut. Shortly after the video was filmed, K.I and a few other gang members would slide over to Parkway Gardens looking to start trouble. O.D. Perry would be riding a bike home from the corner store just outside Parkway around 11:30 p.m.
Yeah, O.D. died on Tuka's birthday.
K.I and STL member Bostrel would open fire on O.D., shooting him in the neck and killing him. Wick City or Parkway Gardens would then rename their neighborhood in honor of O.D. They now called it O Block. This is where King Von comes in the story.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, bitch. Long live that nigga, man.
Word on the street spread fast, and K.I was seen on social media with what looked like O.D. Perry's gun, proving she had caught the body. O-Block quickly got word about who was behind this, and its members were all looking for K.I and Bostrel. King Von was one of the people taking interest in getting revenge for O-Block. Von, who was 17 at the time, was in and out of prison, and was suspected to have a few bodies already. The first interaction K.I and King Von would have was on a train, where Von and other O-Block members jumped and stomped her out. But soon after, K.I would lose her cousin and friend Taekwon Tyler, who was just like a little brother to her. He was only 13. She cried all night and made a promise to avenge him in any way she could. She changed her Twitter username to Taekwon Assassin for him, and would go on shooting sprees often in his name. Becoming a real problem, O-Block needed to get rid of her.
Motherfuckers really be products of their environment, though. You feel me? Like, yeah, she might be shot out and crazy, but she lost a 13-year-old cousin, you feel me, probably really close to her, you know what I mean? I don't know their relationship, how close they was, but, you feel me, like, I lost my 17-year-old cousin a few weeks ago, feel me, and she was close to me, you know what I mean? I was close to her like a motherfucker, you feel me? So I can only imagine, like, losing your 13-year-old cousin just in the midst of the war, you feel me? Like, she probably wanted to turn up, you feel me, after that shit for shit show. Big nigga, we into it till you die. Real
King Von would write
nigga,
K.I
at your
on Twitter,
funeral, I
taunting.
might just slide. Rest in peace, nigga. Shoot a bad body that's outside. Finish it, go ahead, keep going. Turn up, nigga, turn up, my fault, turn up, nigga, turn up, God.
Promised to avenge him in any way she could. She changed her Twitter username to Taekwon Assassin for him, and would go on shooting sprees often in his name. Becoming a real problem, O-Block needed to get rid of her. King Von would write K.I on Twitter, taunting and flirting with her at the same time. He enjoyed messing with her head, telling her that he liked her and wanted her for real. Sometimes they would argue, dissing each other's dead homies, and other
I'm
times
listening to the damn song. I don't know why he put this damn music in this shit. Got me turned now, bro. I wasn't supposed to be reacting to no damn music.
he enjoyed messing with her head, telling her that he liked her and wanted her for real. Sometimes they would argue, dissing each other's dead homies, and other times they acted like friends. They even spoke on the phone a few times. One day Von went out looking for K.I at a popular store her gang hung out at. When he was spotted, they would lock the door to the store to keep him out. Von went to Twitter saying they were scared of him. K.I replied back saying she was on her way, but nothing happened until days later when King Von and his best friend T-Roy were shot at. Von was hit in his leg but was fine. He and T-Roy tweeted that they were going to kill K.I for...
I never heard that Von got shot before. I thought they said that when he got killed, that was his first time ever getting shot. I mean, I don't know. I thought that's what they said, though. When he passed away, you mean in Atlanta? I thought they said that was his first time ever getting shot.
These threats would go back and forth until other members from STL also jumped in the beef.
BDK, BDK, I ain't gonna lie. Nigga Wooski slide on that bitch. He slide on that bitch though. I ain't gonna count though. Wooski did his thing, you feel me?
STL Wooski would get in an argument with Vaughn on Twitter the day after his cousin Modell was killed. In the same month, K.I.'s friend P5 was set up for a fake drug deal and was also gunned down. Shortly after, Bostrel, the man who she killed O.D. Perry with, was also killed. K.I. was losing more friends back.
Damn, Vaughn. Shit. If me, Vaughn just said, fuck it, I'm up in that bitch. I'm up in the skull. You feel me? Whew.
Back, and now had even more reason to find King Von. He was suspected to be involved in at least 2 of the 3 murders that month. Things were getting scary for both sides. Vaughn was fighting a few cases and would end up in jail shortly after for over 2 years. While he was locked away, artists from O Block like Chief Keef were blowing up, which actually made the war between O Block and STL worse. Seeing the mainstream success of their ops, STL also tried to get their artists popping as well. FBG Duck was the most promising of their crew, but was struggling to get anywhere close to the success that the O Block rappers were seeing.
They just said, fuck JoJo, you feel me? They ain't say nothing about JoJo, talking about FBG Duck was the, I don't know what they just said, but the star or something like that. I know JoJo passed away like dumb early, you know what I mean, before like anything really got started. I mean, it was started, but you feel me, music-wise, I'm not talking about the war-wise, I'm talking about music-wise, you feel me, shit was getting kicked off, you feel me, then JoJo passed away, but long live that nigga JoJo as well, though, they just forgot to say his name. Got bodies all over the set, just bought a new fit, this bitch got kicked like a Hemi, can't nobody fuck with us, really, this bitch got kicked like a Hemi, what song is that?
O Block rappers were seeing. He
said he got a 50. I thought you was talking about that Drake thing or something. He said that 50.
Anywhere close to the success that the O Block rappers were seeing. Vaughn would have his sister write K.I, telling her to come visit him in prison, refusing to let his absence get in the way of trolling her. She obviously never did, as she was busy turning into a cold-blooded killer, taking the life of O Block's J-Money and possibly others. Her Twitter following had gone up by almost 4,000 as people around Chicago heard the stories about her. King Von was later released from jail in February of 2014, almost 2 years after this personal beef had started. The first day he was out, he was tweeting K.I, asking if she missed him, but the conversation quickly turned into discussing dead ops once again. She teased Vaughn about J-Money, and Vaughn teased her about Modell. Things would go silent after this, but King Von knew what needed to be done. In April of 2014, Chief Keef's cousin Blood Money was back.
Blood, man. Long live Cat, man. Sneak this, catch a slug. Yeah.
In town visiting the hood. Silent after this, but King Von knew what needed to be done. In April of 2014, Chief Keef's cousin Blood Money was back in town visiting the hood. He was pulled up on and shot 10 times. Some believed K.I was involved with the hit, but it was never confirmed. Only 2 days later, STL was set to have a barbecue for Bostrel's birthday, and in remembrance of him. K.I, of course, was to be in attendance. She left her home around 1:30 p.m. and walked down the street of 63rd and St. Lawrence. Around 3:30 p.m., K.I and 20 other gang members were outside hanging out. King Von and Big A from O Block would get the news about this and immediately headed to 63rd Street. Von got out of the black car and walked down the alley between the neighboring houses. He then warned a few people to get out of the way before firing shots. K.I was hit 9 times and died on the porch after attempting to crawl away. The police found 14 shell casings in the area and asked witnesses for information. Von was taken into custody and was even identified by a few witnesses as someone who may have been the killer. But he had an alibi, and he said he checked into his parole officer that day, and it checked out. Although there was still a 30-minute gap where he could have committed the crime, the police dropped the case due to inconsistencies.
That 30-minute gap to get from one block to another? I mean, like, it ain't like they had to drive, you feel me, across the city. They driving down the block. You know what I mean?
As someone who may have been the killer. But he had an alibi, and he said he checked into his parole officer that day, and it checked out. Although there was still a 30-minute gap where he could have committed the crime, the police dropped the case due to inconsistency.
That nigga, what's that one song that nigga Von said? Nigga, I was trying to score when I was on parole. Hey, you feel me? Come on. He said that shit impressive. What's that, baby? I was trying to score when I was on parole.
But he had an alibi, and he said he checked into his parole officer that day, and it checked out. Although there was still a 30-minute gap where he could have committed the crime, the police dropped the case due to inconsistencies, and he was set free. To the public, none of this information was known at the time, and only those closely involved with O-Block and STL knew the truth. King Von was later jailed for another case, but never tried for the death of K.I. Over 5 years later, A&E produced a documentary about the savage life K.I lived. They reached out to people who knew her for interviews. After all the tweets between King Von and K.I were recovered years later, they thought it would be a good idea to interview Von about her. They thought he was in love with her because of the nature of their tweets back and forth. Little did they know, they were interviewing the man who killed her.
He was trying to set her up and kill her. That's what she told me. She like, I think he just trying to kill me.
Be a good idea to interview Von about her. They thought he was in love with her because of the nature of their tweets back and forth. Little did they know, they were interviewing the man who killed her.
He was trying to set her up and kill her. That's what she told me. She like, I think he just trying to kill me. He don't like me. What's the life?
Long live that nigga Von, man. You feel me? And long live K.I as well, bro. But look, if you're new to my channel, hit that sub button. Give me the 500K subs ASAP, man. I'm probably gonna do the Young and the Ace and Fulio one next. You feel me? I fuck with this channel, man. Who is this nigga, bro? I fuck with his videos. Publish X. Yeah, I fuck with your videos, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm gonna drop that like button. I might subscribe. I'm gonna subscribe. You know I'm gonna subscribe. You know, but look, man, hit that sub button. Do all that good stuff there. But without further ado, it's your boy Donn about check out one love. Peace out. Yeah.